But how do brands harness their existing data or maybe acquire new data to make it easier for customers to find exactly what they want and need?
So it's a really good question. From the one hand, like that data of what customers actually want, like what you're showing them and what they like and what they dislike is probably the most valuable thing that you can learn from in order to improve the customer experience. On the flip side, there's a really consistent problem, and I've seen this across way more e-commerce companies than I care to admit. It's that they'll do this funny thing, not funny. I mean, it's actually human nature, so it's completely understandable. They'll set up a system for collecting that data, and maybe they'll even set up an analytics system for doing A/B tests and trying to learn from that data and things like that. But they'll miss two really key important points. The first one is that they won't be verifying that that customer data that's coming in is correct. So, like, if you eyeball it, like, it kinda looks reasonable, like, okay, you're getting some clicks, you're getting some add to carts, you're getting some purchases, but what they won't really verify is, like, is there anything missing? Are there places where stuff is being double counted? Are you maybe collecting it in one place, but missing it in another? And, like, partial data, at least in my opinion, it's worse than having no data
Yeah. Yeah.
because you wind up deciding that you're gonna make decisions based off of this stuff, but really it's based off of data that was never correct in the first place. And the exact same problem appears with analytic systems and A/B testing systems. Like they'll set them up once and they'll be like, okay, this seems like it's working. Like I'm getting something. Like the analytic system or the A/B testing system is going to be good at making it look like it works. But if it's missing some data, or if it's set up incorrectly, maybe you've got like bias in terms of which users go into which cell or something like that, you're going to wind up basically doing data science theater. And again, like at least in, I don't even think this should be like an opinion. Like I think it's just fact. Like that is worse than not doing data science in the first place. Like
Right.
you're doing it all based off of incorrect data. You're coming to these decisions. You're confident in these decisions, but the decisions were all made based off of data that was never correct in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing that I've seen very often, and I don't know why people don't think it's more of a problem, like people will have multiple analytics systems that don't agree with each other. Like you'll
Right.
see one thing in Google Analytics and you'll see another thing in like your other analytics system and you'll kind of just be okay with that. You won't really know like the differences or why one says one thing versus the other. And it's like that's probably something you should fix before trying to come to any more conclusions because the
Yeah.
conclusions might all be based on wrong data.